know sometimes how much you impact people.
Okay,
So I had to sit here and listen a little bit because you just don't know. I just do what I feel I'm supposed to do. I don't wake up in the morning and say, I don't say whose life can I change. Maybe I should. I don't say that. I get up in the morning.
It's probably not supposed to be that way though.
And I just give gratitude for my life. And whatever's going to happen for the day, happens for the day. Whoever I feel like talking to that day, I talk to that day. Whoever contacts me and we interact in whatever way we interact in that way. And some of these things I don't even remember that you guys are saying. I'm like, what? Did I say you? I'm like, Fred, really? I told you you don't have $25. Yeah. Jackie is like, what do people say? I'm like, that sounds like me. So I probably did say that. But we talk a lot about subconscious stuff. And clearly I don't realize it because I don't remember it. And this is an awareness for me that I must go into a subconscious state when I do whatever it is that I do. When I'm talking to somebody or there's something going on, there must be a shift somewhere because I don't remember that. I might remember it right then when I'm talking to them, but if I say something to you and you hold on to it, you remember it, and then 3 months later you reveal that to me that it impacted you like Lauren did not so long ago, like Jackie did not so long ago, I don't remember that. And so sometimes it's helpful to know that my walk is worth it.
It's okay.
It's so worth it. We love you for it.
And I've gone through a lot of things too. I really have. And I didn't really have anybody to push me. So as I was sitting and listening, I'm like, well, damn, who was pushing me? Right? If I'm pushing Apple, who's pushing me to push Apple?
God.
If I'm pushing Marina, who pushing me to push her? If I'm touching Latanya, who's pushing me? There's no physical person right at this moment. Maybe influence from my mom. I hear her in my head. My dad, you guys see him. My dad's very philosophical. He has that quality. You guys haven't noticed that? If you have a chance to speak with him, he's very philosophical about things. My mother was a disciplinarian. My father was the think about what you're doing, and if you don't want the whooping from your mother, then wouldn't it make sense to not do that again? Right? He was that guy. Where my mother was like, don't do it because I said so, type of person. And so I had a unique mix of parenting in that way. My dad and my mom split up when I was 5 years old, and my dad moved to Atlanta when I was 8. And so I didn't see him in the house every day like I used to. So what I saw every day was a woman figuring it out. That's what I saw, a woman figuring it out. If I needed to get to dance class, she figured it out. If the tuition for the dance school needed to be paid, we figured it out. If we needed to get to where we needed to get to, she figured it out. There wasn't really a time where I don't remember her, putting pieces of something together to make a whole of something. And so I guess that's kind of all I know. And as a result, I don't really buy excuses. I don't think it's because of anything I was verbally taught, but I modeled. Right? I saw somebody doing something, and we all do that as children, and that's why it's so important that those of you that do have children and things like that, that you already know that, but they're watching, even if they can't speak, even if they can't convey a message, even if they're little children, or even if they're adult children, they're still your children, and I'm sure you feel the same way about them, no matter what age they get to be, but they're always modeling. And so my thing is, no matter what stage you are in life, that you have to be a model. You have to be a model. And you have to first be a model for yourself. Because sometimes we get taught the wrong thing. We get taught the wrong thing. And I was taught some of the wrong things too. I was taught to go to school mainly because my mother was taught the wrong thing. She did the best she could with what she knew. And so she was taught to go to school, so she taught me to go to school and, you know, whatever. But when I realized that even though I had these degrees and I had all this stuff, and on paper it looked real good. On paper I looked real good. But I hated my job. I hated it. I cried every day. My dad would tell me. I lived at home with my dad when I first graduated from college, and I moved to Atlanta. And I would come home every day and I would cry. Every day. Every day. Not a day failed. Every day. Because I hated it. I was like, it's got to be something. Something else I can do. It's got to be, I don't know what, but it's something else I can do. And I began to just take risks. Right, and that, I think that was, I don't think that's the first time I probably took risks. I don't really remember, but in my adult world, we're talking about like a business transition. That's the first time I can really remember taking risks. I would risk my job by doing my real estate while I was at work. Right, that's a risk, because if they catch you printing and using their paper and vaccine or, you know, whatever, on their dime, you know, that's like immediate dismissal or whatever. And I took a risk doing that, and you know, anything to me was better than that. Anything was better than that. And so when I was laid off, that was my chance. And I felt like if I had this one chance, I can take this severance pay and I can take this Georgia unemployment, and I am gonna grind it out. That's my story. That you can take severance and unemployment, and if you are true to what it is that you're saying that you want, that $200, $300 a month, a week, I can't remember what it was, can do wonders for nothing more than your marketing. Nothing. I didn't worry about eating so much. It's crazy. Like, you guys saw that today. I'm still kind of like that. I don't worry about eating or the normal things people are concerned with sometimes. I feel I'm going to be okay. I'm going to eat at some point. If I don't eat, that's okay. I'll be hungry tomorrow, but I'll still eat. But there's somebody that was in that group that needed me to make a sacrifice of eating to hear what I had to say. Otherwise, they wouldn't be standing around there for hours and hours and hours and hours if it wasn't of some value somewhere. And again, you grinding it out with that. Do it. Don't play around with it. Actually do it. And so just seeing the team grow. That's another thing. Seeing the team grow. Hearing the different stories. Seeing the faces on Facebook and at the event, and being able to say, you guys have no idea. I must see if I can, at some point, maybe tomorrow night after the event, before we leave, maybe we can take a picture on the stage. You won't see the people in the seats because it'll be dispersed, but you'll see the chairs, right? And when I say that, pretty much every chair is full when you go up there. That's an amazing thing to see. The audience that I get to speak in front of continues to grow. It continues to grow, and all I've ever wanted, and I think I've said it to you guys sometimes, but Rock 4, remember when I shared with him what my dream was like 2.5 years ago. And at the June event, and we got there, it was 250 people. Rob said, I don't know, sister, but it looks like we're on the way to that dream. And it meant so much, because who would have thought Rob would have remembered what my little dream was?
Because he got up there and he said it.
You know what I'm saying?
He brought you up.
And so my dream has been always to, as a little kid, has been to speak. I could always see myself speaking in front of like a lot of people, like masses of people, Coliseum or something. I didn't know what I was saying. You can't always hear in a dream what's going on. I didn't know what I was saying. I didn't see what the people looked like. I don't know what we were talking about or what the catalyst was to bring everybody there. And I thought that it was going to be from a corporate position. I did that. That was what I thought it was. And it's just, it keeps multiplying and even from MLSP. You know, I'm so grateful to all of it. You know, I can't be upset with anything or any system or any company, because every business I've ever been in, I've made something valuable come out of that experience. I've never, in my personal experience, been in a company and come out and said that was a waste of time. course I want the money. I want the money for everybody. But at the end of the day, if the money is slow, there must be a reason why the money is slow. If the money is slow, I need to figure out what it is I need to learn, who I need to talk to, what I need to understand, what I'm missing, because the money is slow because of me. The money is slow because of me. The money ain't slow because of whatever. When we were in other companies, every company I've been in, it was somebody making a lot of money in that company. It just was. Maybe it wasn't me, maybe it wasn't you, maybe it wasn't you, but it was somebody. Because you go to the convention, somebody get on stage, and they're being presented with something. Maybe not like how Power Network does it, but somebody being presented, and you have dreams of wanting to do that. And so, as I was just kind of listening to all the stories and things like that today, it's really inspiring, it's really helpful to know that it's not in vain. Because sometimes you feel like nobody get it.
Oh, Tracey, don't.
No, I know that you get it. I know.
We do.
I know you do. But I just don't like when people quit on themselves. Because I know they're getting it. They just don't always know they're getting it.
Right.
And changes start to take place. I see them so prominent in Shalonda. I see it so prominent in Adrian. I don't know if you guys can see it in Adrian. That's just since we started the Power Network. You guys have to see the change in Adrian. When you can pinpoint a change in somebody like that, that is like the ultimate thing when you're in this world that we live in and you have a team and you actually see people grow. I've never really had people grow right before my eyes before. Maybe Jackie grew over X amount of time, right? And I've known her a very long time. And Maisha's grown over X amount of time. But some changes are happening. It's like watching grass grow. Grass don't grow. You sit there and look at it. You'll swear it's not growing because you can't see it grow. And so sometimes these events, even though we're together every day, seem like on the calls or whatever, or on the Facebook group, it's the events where I can lay eyes on you, right? And I can see and hear. I can hear you on Facebook group, and we can correct and whatever. But it's when you make the sacrifices. That's what shows me that it's real to you. Right? And those are the people I can work with. Those are the people that I'm going to go to bat with. There was a lady who was having a problem with Shalonda today on our team. The lady was on our team. And I didn't know Shalonda was standing next to me right at the time that this was going on. But the lady who said, well, I did something and Shalonda said this. And I said, there's no way Shalonda said that. There's absolutely no way Shalonda said that. I printed it out. I can show you. Well, give it to me. Show me. I still don't got the paper. I still don't have the paper. I don't know where lady at. But like I told Shalonda after that, I believe her. And I believe her because her actions are so consistent and she does not possess that type of spirit in our group. She does not express any of that. And there's just no way that I would believe that this woman, out of all the people that are on our team, this one lady who already had a situation when I first met her, there's just no way I believe that the way that it was being stated to me was the way it was, which is what I felt was attack on Shalonda. So the same way that I feel that I have Dave and Dave back, I got everybody in this room back too. And sometimes you have to have each other's back when you don't really think it's that necessary, but it is that necessary.
Sure.
It is that necessary because this is an industry where people stab each other in the back sometimes. And it happens in other places too. But this is supposed to be more of a safe environment. And if we want to have a safe environment, we want to bring our teams here, we want to grow and cultivate leadership, we want to help people make a lot of money, you got to do that by trusting your fellow partner. And I want to be able to be secure knowing that if somebody's out there backstabbing me, that I know for a fact that my team knows me well enough to be able to assess the situation for themselves and make a determination. And that's all I want to be known for that. I don't want anybody to have to come back and ask me nothing. Maybe you might feel you want to just because you want to, but I want in your gut, your spirit, to already tell you what the truth is about what it is. People will start to attack and all this. And not that it has happened, because it really has. It's not really, not in a major way. I don't expect it to. You get what you expect. I don't really expect it to. But I'm just letting you guys know that I have y'all's back. Me and David had this conversation back when the merchant account went down. David was damn near in tears. Damn near in tears. And there's just certain things that when you experience certain things with people, you have to understand their sincerity. Not everybody is privy to the information at that time. Sometimes it's not the moment to reveal whatever. But when David got on that stage today and down there almost lost it, you guys remember that, then I felt it was okay to say he dang near lost it some other point in time. Because he's a human being too. And he wants his company to grow, well, both of them want this company to grow so big that I know it was killing them when they couldn't get these banks together. Because the idea that he had was, if we can help people get money deposited directly in their account, just like I do. If I can do it, then they can do it. And if we can set it up on a mass scale where that can happen for everybody, that's going to be the best situation possible. The best position to make money and grow it in shorter periods of time. So that's why I was so strong during that period of time, because I knew that David and David were working there behind the scenes, trying to make it work. And they could not run that company and run the distributors for us at the same time. They couldn't. If we wanted them to focus on making sure the kinks got worked out, then we had to take the reins and say, you know what, we're going to try to work with the field as best we can. Whatever it is we need to do, we'll do it. And I've always been that way with them. I think I'll probably always be that way with them. And I look forward to a very long-term relationship with not just them, but all the people in this room. I would love to see everybody that's in this room and people on our team that's maybe not in this room right at this moment, but I would love to see you guys do things like Neve. Neve was the young lady who did the little video and was like, she gonna be on stage.
Right.
Neve was in Costa Rica, and me and Neve talked for about 40 minutes about some things that I think made a shift for her. But I know there's nothing that Neve is doing that this group is not doing. It's just Neve was sick and tired. And she wasn't just saying she was sick and tired. She was so sick and tired that she said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Even if it don't work, I'm just gonna do it. Because what I'm doing right now ain't working. It ain't working. So let me just be honest. And let me just do what these people are telling me to do. And this woman, they made $8,000 last month. That's crazy. That is unexplainable. And so I know that with the camaraderie that we have in this group and the support that goes on, that's what people see. People see the jerseys, it's cool, it's fun, right? That shows culture. And people recognize that we're unified, right? We must have got it together because everybody got their name on it, right? And whatever little number is you got on there, and the sizes are correct, and so there must be some kind of organization in this. But what they also see is something that we can't put our fingers on it, and that's the belief in our team. That's the belief that you can do it even if whatever you make don't apply to me, right? That means even if you 3 levels down, right? I don't know how many levels from Brian. I think that sponsor your sponsor.
No.
I didn't sponsor your sponsor, so I sponsor somebody maybe.
Right.
That sponsored your sponsor.
I think I'm 3 or 4 levels though.
I don't make a dime with Brian Kane.
Well, you're connected with me on Gloucester.
Oh, because they weren't all in. Yes, I do. Sorry.
Maybe a dime. Maybe 1 dime.
There you go. But if it had been a perfect world, I wouldn't have, right? Because if his sponsor had been all in, and that sponsor had been all in, then I wouldn't see anything from that in a, ideal situation, perfect position. But that's several levels down. Then Tom, I met Tom at events, Really Dream events, and I didn't have any idea that Tom, me, and the furry hat guy was gonna be working together. And no idea. And then I see him on the group, I'm like, who sponsored the furry hat guy? Like, Brian, you sponsored the furry hat guy? I sponsored the furry hat guy, right? And then you start thinking, like, damn, all type of things are taking place. It's just you gotta let go of the control. Like, and I had a control issue. My coaches would tell me that. I know that. right? Because this is what I was sharing with the people downstairs. Issue, male, female, or a single dad. You
Right.
have a control
Right.
issue. The reason you have a control issue is because you see one person doing everything.
Controlling everything, right.
They're orchestrating.